Question. As many of you realize, today is Sunday, right? What does that mean? That means my favorite song comes on. I love that song. It's so 1950s shopping. It's so 1950s, early 60s supermarket feel. You know what I'm saying? Baby boomers can especially appreciate it. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I have a few ideas on grocery savings. Just because we're trying to tighten the old belt, maybe a little more lately than in the past, doesn't mean that our meals have to lack flavor. And I think sometimes every single one of us at some point in time gets a little bored with even our own menu. Sometimes we have to kick it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, let's dive into this. I have a few ideas. Now, some people do not like ground turkey, but for those that do, or those that have never tried it before and might consider trying it because you're used to eating, ground beef, generally speaking, ground turkey is a lot less expensive than ground beef. It's not always the rule, but many times it is. Just saying that's always subject to change depending on everything and when you watch this video. But having said that, but forgetting even the price for a minute, one thing that ground turkey can be is a little lackluster in flavor, in my opinion. While it's convenient and it's handy and cost effective, it's not that cost effective if you're not truly enjoying it. So I have an idea for you, a little tip or trick I came across. I thought I'd share it. Add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce to your ground turkey as you're mixing it with your hands. By the way, your clean hands are your absolutely best cooking tool, especially when you're working with any sort of ground meat, ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, and so on and so forth. Your hands just mix everything up the right way. So if you enjoy Worcestershire sauce and you add it to your ground turkey, you're sort of giving it a little bit of a beefy like flavor. So in addition to that, if you possibly could add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to kick it up a notch. It also helps keep the ground turkey moist. So whatever recipe, like if you're doing turkey meatballs or a turkey meatloaf, this is a great suggestion. So I just thought I'd pass that one on to you. Recently, someone was interested. I had come across mentioning last week about rice, how important it is and what a cost-effective product it is. And it really, really is. We're so lucky to have it. So blessed. You can make a thing called rice balls or rice patties. Actually, to work with, rice patties are actually easier. So if you have a pen and you're interested in this recipe, take 1 cup. Well, it depends how much you want, but let's start with the 1 cup. 1 cup of cooked rice. Okay? 1 cup of rice that you're going to cook. So cook it. Let this drain. Let this cool. Okay? There shouldn't really be any much water left in it anyway if you do it right. But let it completely cool down. This is important. Then you're going to add you already beat up the egg. You're going to mix the egg gently, fold it into the rice gently. Then you're going to add some shredded, eyeball it, shredded mozzarella to taste. Keep mixing gently. You don't want to smash it up or anything. A couple may get smashed. It happens. It's been known to happen. Add a little Parmesan cheese. If you want some fresh cut up onion in there, that's up to you. You could omit it. You could use onion powder or garlic powder. Okay. And then you again, eyeball it. Enter some breadcrumb and mix it together. Gently fold it together. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take an ice cream scoop and take the scoop so you have even size so you cook evenly. So scoop it out, whatever you get. And then you gently formulate little like hamburger like looking patties. The difference is you're not using expensive meat. This is great and it's so yummy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fry it, shallow fry it. You do not need a lot of oil. A lot of people think you need tons of oil to do things. You don't. You just really don't. So what you could do is put, like maybe a turn of whatever oil you have. Doesn't have to be olive oil. Olive oil is expensive. What you have on hand is the oil you use, okay? So then you put your patty on that. Let it sit there maybe a minute or two. Keep an eye on it. Don't go away, make a phone call. No, that's not the time because you don't want your rice patties to burn. So then you flip it gently. It may break. That's okay. It may break. Just press down a little bit, with your spatula. And then you let it turn golden brown on both sides. Yum. So effectively, it's like as if you're making a meatball mixture. With the exception, you're not using meat. You don't need turkey. You don't need beef. This is by far an extremely cost-effective meal. The shredded mozzarella is optional. If you just want to enter into their Parmesan cheese without the mozzarella, that's fine. Sometimes I've even been known to chop up some deli ham into little pieces and throw it in there. Or you could even, if you want, I haven't done it, but I would imagine it would be okay. You could enter some of that fake and bacon in that mixture. Make sure you have a little bit of coating of extra, breadcrumb on the outside. Mwah! Yummy. Your family will love it. The flavor is so, so good. And I know you're going to like it. And yes, you're very welcome. Next, shepherd's pie. Well, some people like shepherd's pie. Some people don't like shepherd's pie. Some people don't like it because of the meat. Who's to say you have to have meat in shepherd's pie? Why can't you have a vegetable one? And speaking of meat, for a family that wants to divide their ground beef or ground turkey, take that, let's say 1 pound, let's do it by the pound, 1 pound package of the ground meat, whatever it is, cut that in half. Use half and you can make a vegetable ground beef shepherd's pie that plumps up and gives you a lot of good healthy fiber. You're saving money on meat by not using as much of it because you could use the other half of the meat in another recipe throughout the week, right? And then you make good old-fashioned, our humble friend, Mr. Potato, and make a bunch of homemade from scratch mashed potatoes. Now, has it been possible that people can make shepherd's pie with instant mash? I don't see why not. But I think it would be way much better texturally using actual mashed potatoes. So that is very, very inexpensive. Things don't have to cost a lot of money unless you just don't care and check the prices. Increase your flavors, get creative, be willing to try something new. And I promise you, your grocery bills will be much more manageable and you'll be a better person for trying something different. Who knows? You just might like anything that I just mentioned. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for watching. Why? Because I really do appreciate you. Don't forget to come back tomorrow morning for some more money-saving tips and tricks about Monday through Friday, every single day. At 5 a.m. Eastern upload, except for Tuesday, I'm on at 10 a.m. Have an amazing, fantastic day. I'm going to close out the show. Let me just find my closeout music, and I'll be back with a wave. Take good care, everybody. Have an amazing remainder of your weekend. Bye-bye.